point in the end. What did you make of that as a whole?
Yeah, it was a really good game. So, make some decisions. We create a lot of chances. Unfortunately, at the end, we defend an unfair free kick, not perfectly, and we can see the penalty that touched the ball first. For the inners, touch the opponent, but touch the ball, no intention. But yeah, it's what it is.
So you don't think that was a penalty?
I don't know. So it's penalty given. That's all.
I want to talk about Erling Haaland. Obviously, it took him 15 minutes to have a first touch, but his first touch ended in a goal. You're not surprised by that?
No, absolutely not. He played really good. He played, scored goals, and had more chances at the team. The team was really, really good.
With Erling as well, obviously, are we underestimating how difficult it is as a striker when you're not too involved in the game in terms of touches, but he just seems to come alive right when it matters?
Yes, but he plays two central defenders that should hold him in front of him. So it's not easy to find him, but you have to find him to score goals.
Do you think you created enough chances tonight to potentially be out of sight before Monaco got the equaliser?
I didn't see the stats, I didn't see the chances, but I think we were much more than them. Always we try to play, to create more chances, to concede few, and after sometimes win, sometimes again not possible. But yeah, many things was against in situations, and that's all.
Was it always the plan to take Rodri off with half an hour to go?
Yeah, so step by step has to go that. So 90 minutes is too much.
And just finally, just another example of how tough Champions League away games are.
Yeah, we know for experience that, yeah, have a good point, we take it. Think the next ones.
Thanks.
Normally we'll go on to a convincing 3-4-1 win in that game in previous seasons, but I think at the moment they're just not seeing games out, so they'll look at that. But overall the performance I think was positive, but again it's about the scoreline.
It is about the scoreline, but you know it's not all over. They've still got another 6 games to go in this league phase, and they will not want to be in the position they were in last season when they had to go to the playoffs and then they were eliminated, but that is a long way off. Let's take a look at how match day 2 has finished off tonight then with a check on the results. You can see Arsenal convincing 2-0 win over Olympiacos. There was an early goal from Gabriel Martinelli on the 12th minute and Saka got the second late on. Barcelona PSG, well there was a late winner from PSG. Gonzalo Ramos keeps getting in there, doesn't he, with those late goals. So it was a victory for PSG against Barca at home. Napoli, we've got Rasmus Højlund, left Manchester United, and all he does is seems to score because he got 2 against Sporting, got the winner there as well. Yes, so that is a check of the results. Let me just remind you that there's another opportunity to watch the inspiring story of Grenfell Athletic tonight. Now,
Erling, you're coming off the pitch, shaking your head, looking frustrated. How do you feel after that?
Of course, don't feel good. We don't win. We do something unnecessarily in the second half, and I don't think we play good enough. So we don't deserve to win, and yeah, that's why.
You say you didn't play well. What do you think was missing from your performance then?
I think we need more energy. We need to get at them more as we did in the first half. We dominated much more, and now in the second half they took the lead much more, and I don't think it's good enough.
Did you have any complaints with the foul that led to the penalty?
I didn't see it again, but I don't know. If you kick someone in the face, I guess it's a penalty. I don't know. I didn't see it.
I know obviously you're probably not going to want to talk about it, but obviously another 2 goals for you. The first one coming with your first touch of the game. As a striker, in the first half you only had 7 touches, 2 of those were goals. Are we underestimating how difficult that is when you're not involved in the game, but to then go and score 2 goals like that?
I still think I'm involved in the game, doing movements and giving space to others, so it's not only about touching the ball if you're involved in the game or not. I think you can be involved in the game many other ways, and that's my job. I did my job in the first half, in second half I didn't, so yeah. You
don't think you did your job in the second half?
No, of course no, I didn't score, I didn't finish the game, so no.
Does this just prove how tough away games are in the Champions League, Erling?
Every Champions League game is tough. Look at last year, we went out, so every single game is tough, and yeah, there's not many teams who won their first 2 games, and that's how it is.
Thank you so much.
Just stay there.
Yeah, very, very despondent Erling Haaland there. And you can, completely understand. He said there, we didn't deserve to win. And actually we should have had more energy in that second half, given how, they turned that first half around and actually went into the break with 2 goals up and, seemingly cruising in this one. And all that possession, they had 71% possession in this game to Monaco's 29. and normally a Pep team would have made the most of it. It didn't happen because of the kind of crazy incidents right at the end. It was interesting what Erling Haaland said actually about the foul that led to the penalty. In his mind, we're going to watch it. If you kick someone in the face, it's a penalty. Little bit of debate over here, so we're going to mull over this a little bit more. Let's take a look at exactly what happened from the free kick. Nico Gonzalez, who actually came on as a substitute for the injured Rodri, put his foot high, and this is what happened. Eric Dier went down. Jolyon.
His foot is high, obviously, but I still believe that the fact that he's in front of Dier, he doesn't recognise where Dier's coming from, the height that Dier's stooping down to. There's no contact from the foot, it is the shin. I think it's harsh, listen, but if it's as simple as what Erling's saying, kick him in the face, then yeah, it's a penalty, but for me, I think it was a little bit harsh.
Shay, was it harsh?
Probably is a bit, but I think in Champions League football that the refs and the VAR is always going to give it. I think Gonzalez is naive in a sense, because Guardiola's behind him. I think he's going to go and deal with it, going to go and head it. So if it's not his ball to deal with, his foot's so high, and Julian might be right, he might not see that Dier's there, but at the same time, when you raise your foot that high, you're taking a risk. And then, of course, Dier gets, and I know he gets a little nick on the ball, but then his shin hits Dier in the face, and of course, he's going to make the most of it. I just think it's a wee bit naive, if I'm being honest. I think I'd rather let Guardiola deal with it, the guy behind me. Or if he can get it with his head, which I don't think he can, deal with it. If not, you got to pass it on to the next man. And I think Guardiola had that situation under control. So, you know, as Erling said himself, if you kick someone in the face, I know it's not by the foot, by the shin, then it's going to be a penalty.
Yeah, very simply put, wasn't it, by him. And Eric Dier, of course, former Spurs, I don't know if Tottenham still haunting Manchester City everywhere they go. No, just putting it out there. But Erling Haaland, he wasn't smiling much, but he did have much reason to smile in that first half, didn't he? And we heard there, you know, 7 touches in that first half. 2 of them ended up as goals. Let's take a look at the first one after a quarter of an hour.
Yeah, it's
Finishing
great movement.
is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, but the movement is equally as impressive. Again, it's creating a space, first of all, drawing the defenders out, and then all of a sudden recognising when to run, the timing of it. Yes, Guardiola's pass is exceptional as well, but the athleticism to run through, then to show the composure and the elegance of like the slightest of touches to redirect it, it's a lot harder than he's making that look, if I'm honest.
OK, so 1-0 for him. I mean, last week he made history, didn't he? He became the fastest player to reach 50 Champions League goals, and he just keeps on scoring. But before he got his next foray, Monaco did find their way back. It was only 3 minutes later, actually. A fantastic strike, but you think City's defence could have done better here?
Yeah, I think they got deep. Julian mentioned at half-time, they got sucked into their own box to try and defend the goal, but you've got to have a bit of balance as well. You know, the midfielders, one of them should be out, either be Phil Foden or Rodri should be out closer to the ball. Take nothing away from Teze's strike. It's an unbelievable strike, and as an ex-goalkeeper, Donnarumma's got absolutely no chance in goal for that. But again, just the balance. You know, sometimes you get attracted to your own goal, but one of the midfielders has to sort of stay attached to their midfield, in fact, instead of getting drawn to the goal. But it's a brilliant equaliser from Teze.
Yeah, it really is. And then, of course, Haaland popped up again. Great timing as well, just before half-time, to make it 2-1.
Yeah, perfect time to score any goal for any scoreline. And again, an example of some great movement, absorbing the defenders, but then athleticism again. And yeah, the defenders of Monaco naive in terms of not recognising it's Haaland in the box. Can you get tighter? But
if anyone, you prepare for him.
Yeah,
wouldn't you?
you have to open up and try and get touch tight. But even then, when you do that, his power and his height, and we said at half time, he's actually stooping down to head that. So he's generated the power out of.
Crystal Palace fans, hold on to your seats. The man who has taken this club to heights they've never dreamed of, Oliver Glasner, might be on the verge of a life-changing decision, and it could change the future of the club forever. Glasner isn't just any manager. He's a tactician, a motivator, and a man who commands respect wherever he goes. Players fear him, but in the best possible way, and fans love him for it. His charisma, vision, and relentless drive have transformed Palace into a club that now competes with the very best. Right now, talks are ongoing. Crystal Palace are having positive discussions with Glasner about the future, but it's not a simple sign the deal situation. He still has 9 months left on his contract. And while the bond between him and the club is strong, He's looking for serious assurances that Palace are willing to build on the success he's brought. Let's be honest, almost every Palace supporter believes Leicester is the best manager in club history. FA Cup glory, Community Shield victories, and a team that's thriving in the Premier League are all proof of his magic. But football is a cruel business. Glazner's brilliance hasn't gone unnoticed. Big clubs across Europe are watching closely. The stakes couldn't be higher. If Glazner walks away, Palace could lose the very heart of their recent rise. But he also has a choice: stay loyal to a club that trusts him, believes in him, and has let him build something special. Fans remember how he navigated deadline day drama, held on to key players like Mark Guehi, and dealt with the turbulence of losing stars like Ebereki Eze. This isn't just a manager. This is someone who loves Palace. And it's not just about the trophies. Look at players like Jean-Philippe Mateta, now called up to the France squad. That's Glazner's influence, helping players rise to the very top. He's not just winning matches, he's shaping careers. But while Glazner's future hangs in the balance, Liverpool are also making moves that could shake the Premier League. Liverpool were close to signing Mark Guehi, a rising England star, last summer. But Palace blocked the deal, leaving Liverpool to rethink their plans. January could bring another chance, but even then, it's complicated. Guehi wants guaranteed playing time, and Liverpool are already balancing contracts and squad depth. Meanwhile, Liverpool are eyeing a bold alternative: Dayot Upamecano from Bayern Munich. Unlike some defenders, Upamecano thrives under pressure, carries the ball forward with flair, and creates chances from the back. He could be exactly what Liverpool need to fix a defense that's shown cracks despite leading the Premier League. But even these transfer moves are filled with uncertainty. Ibrahima Konate's dip in form, Joe Gomez's potential departure, and the looming question of life after Virgil van Dijk all make January a tense period at Anfield. Back at Crystal Palace, Glazner has a different kind of pressure. FA Cup winners, unbeaten runs, developing top talent. He's building a legacy. But will loyalty to the club outweigh offers from the giants of Europe? Will Palace keep their icon, or will football's harsh reality claim him? One thing is clear: wherever Oliver Glazner goes, he leaves a mark. But for Palace fans, every heartbeat is tied to one question: can the man who gave us everything stay to build even more? Or will next summer bring heartbreak, as the manager they love walks away for bigger lights? The clock is ticking, and football's most gripping story is unfolding right before our eyes.